Welcome to Vegas Revealed, episode 51.
Hell's Kitchen is back on TV, and this season, it's taking place right here in Las Vegas. Coming up, our sit-down with Gordon Ramsay himself.
Season 19's big, even bigger now, being here in Vegas. Vegas is like my second home. I started looking at properties about 6 months ago. My wife's on board, and I think down the line, who knows? I'd love to spend more and more time here.
Love hearing from Gordon. He never holds back. You got to listen to this interview. Also, people like to get married on dates that either mean something or maybe they're easy to remember. Well, Las Vegas is getting ready. We have all the details coming up in our tips.
Let's go to Vegas, baby. Let's go tonight.
Right now.
Let's go to Vegas. We'll stay up all night.
Thanks for being here on episode 51 of Vegas Revealed. Sean McAllister along with Dayna Roselli. And Dayna, everybody's talking about how it's supposed to be dry January, how you're supposed to take a break from drinking this month.
Right.
It's not working out so well.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I don't get the whole dry January thing. I'm one of those people that's like, why do we need to give something up altogether for a limited amount of time? Why can't we just drink in moderation, drink when we want to drink and there's an occasion, and then maybe one day we won't drink, and then maybe the next day we will? Why does it have to be a thing? Everything has to be a thing. Grow your beard. Take your beard off. I don't know what.
It does. I don't know. Listen, for me, it was because I overindulged a little bit too much during the whole holiday season. So I've got some pounds to get rid of.
But you're doing good. How much are we down?
5.
5 pounds.
Down 5 pounds.
Well, gosh, I'm down about 5, 6, but I feel like it took me a while to get there. I feel like yours happened in an instant. You getting up at 6:30 in the morning recently and taking your long walks.
It is going out with the dog first thing in the morning.
Sean's got a whole new routine, everyone. So if you're up early and you want someone to chat with, call Sean.
And back in bed at 9:30. So if you're a night owl, don't call or text.
I know. Both of us, we're recording the podcast today. We're both a little low energy, but it is kind of that time after the holidays, the ramp up to 2021. Now it's here. It's been eventful. We'll leave that to the news and political commentators, But boy, it's draining. It's been a draining week.
I know. I feel like it's just emotionally draining. Exactly. There's no other word for it.
It kind of just quickly turned it into wet January.
Oh, good God. It did. I did bust out a cocktail last night.
But here in Vegas, hey, listen, we're still moving along. We're open at 25% capacity. And we sadly have seen some places like our friend Bryce that runs DW Bistro restaurant here in town said, you know what, we're going to close for 2 weeks because, it's really difficult with the 25% capacity to keep things moving and pay your staff and make money. And so some folks are taking a little bit of a break here and there to kind of, recoup their time back and then ramp up to open again.
Yeah, and who knows when we're going to get back to a more normal sense of business.
I know.
Not anytime soon. Mm-hmm. But one thing that is moving forward is pool season.
Well,
of course.
I know, of course. Right. Well, last year, remember, even when we had a lot of the shutdowns, when we were completely shut down, the pools weren't open. But obviously when we reopened, the one thing that did stay open all through the summer and fall, because it's hot here in the fall, was pools. So they plan to have the pools open, and they need lifeguards and waitresses and waiters. Why did I just say waitresses and leave out waiters?
They need the waiters too. But the interesting thing, if you're outside of Las Vegas, this might sound a little weird.
Right.
Here in Las Vegas, we've kind of gotten used to it. But they have auditions for pool staff at the resorts here in Las Vegas.
Right.
It's like a casting call for the staff to work at the pool.
Well, it is kind of like, it's like it's everything in Vegas is a show, right?
It's a scene,
and when
sure.
you go to the pool, you want to make sure the people around you are, I don't know, nice to look at, fun to look at, something like a show. So
if you want to be a waiter or a waitress or a bartender, bring your glossy 8x10 with your resume on the back. No pool experience probably necessary.
Right. But, they usually do actually, do these auditions in person. And so obviously can't do that this year. So it's kind of funny. They're having the summer pool job fair via Zoom this year. And we saw Caesars Entertainment put out a release looking for 200 lifeguard positions. Yeah. And then staff to work at the Go Pool at the Flamingo. They got to fill 70 positions there. So they're doing this whole Zoom thing. And I saw a couple of the other hotel casinos kind of follow suit, but it's time to hire.
So, I mean, is that kind of weird? Like you're just going to be strutting around in your bathing suit in your living room?
I just
for
feel
people
bad
on the other side of a Zoom call?
Because it's so not bathing suit season. So, like, how are you even geared up yet to, like, spin around the living room on Zoom?
I don't think anybody is ready for that.
Well, anyway, listen, it's these jobs, these folks make really decent money, and I'm happy to see that there's jobs available, and they're going to go for it. And so if they're serious about it, they'll log on to Zoom.
Yeah, I guess so. And make a splash.
Right. We did see that one show was coming back, too. Is it Ex-Burlesque is doing these, are they calling them like private performances?
Yeah, I think private performances is how they're being billed.
Yes, private edition. Sorry, Ex-Burlesque private edition. Yeah, they're coming back, and they are kind of like going to seduce audiences with this special VIP experience at the Flamingo, apparently. And they're going to be inside the Ex-Burlesque Theater, the same place that they usually are. Shows will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 7 and 10 p.m. for intimate audiences of 30 people per show.
But they will seduce you at a reasonable distance.
That's right. Seduction at its finest. But listen, folks we ran into a couple that was getting married the other day, and we're going to talk more about Vegas weddings and stuff, but they came into town to get married. They had booked a show to see Tape Face, and then it canceled, and they were disappointed. But they said, you know what? We were trying to do the dinner and show, the Vegas experience, but obviously we understand that that's not going to happen this year.
Hopefully it'll end up happening sooner than later.
I know.
Is what we all hope.
It's a tough time. I was talking to someone the other day who was, very positive about the whole situation. Like, I feel it. Things are coming. Things are going to change, Things are going to get back to normal sooner than later. And then we have others that are like, ugh, it ain't happening this year. So we'll have to wait and see. But, we wanted to keep everyone informed of what's going on here locally. And we do have pool auditions and Ex-Burlesque opening in Las Vegas. Those are the big updates of the week, Sean.
Well, and something that's cool, this is, if you're not comfortable going out to a restaurant, which a lot of people still aren't, but you still want to have that restaurant experience, there are some really great places that have some like take and bake menu offerings. Among them, Rayo's, which is an amazing Italian spot that started in New York City. Now they have a location at Caesars. It's been there for years.
Yeah, I went there on Christmas Day.
So good. It's nice when everything was normal to just go in, have a seat at the bar, grab some wine, get a couple big meatballs. It's a great place for that.
It is. The meatballs are delicious. They are, I'm 100% Italian, and they are Roselli approved. So there you have it.
Wow. Also, Old Homestead, which is also at Caesar's Palace, they have a baked Maine lobster meal for like $79 that you can take and bake. Also, Hell's Kitchen.
Who's going to order and like bake some lobster at home?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, well, maybe for Valentine's Day or an occasion. Or like a birthday or an anniversary.
There's plenty of occasions,
okay.
I guess.
Well, good.
Yeah. Or if you want to just fancy it up one night.
Not that I don't support it. I'm just saying.
Also, Hell's Kitchen is over at Caesar's Palace. The first Hell's Kitchen outside of the TV series, the first Hell's Kitchen restaurant, where people can actually go in, make a reservation, sit down, experience the food that they see Gordon Ramsay making on TV. And they have a beef Wellington meal that is for like $59.
Okay, yeah, that's a great deal. That beef Wellington is so good, I must say. All right, well, this is just the perfect segue, right, from Hell's Kitchen to Hell's Kitchen, because Hell's Kitchen is back on TV, and Gordon Ramsay really enjoys his interviews with Sean McAllister. And we've been holding on to this one because it was embargoed. You have to wait till the show actually hits the airwaves. And this season's, I should say, Hell's Kitchen taking place here in Las Vegas. And Sean, you got to sit down one-on-one with Gordon Ramsay. And I know you guys are big fans of each other.
Well, listen, over the years, I worked at a Fox TV station. So over the years, I've interviewed Gordon Ramsay for Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef. And then, he has, 5 or 6 restaurants here in Las Vegas now. So as each of those restaurants opened up, I would go and talk to him again. So we've gotten to know each other pretty well over the years. And now that season 19 of Hell's Kitchen is completely based right here in Las Vegas, it was another opportunity to go over there to the Hell's Kitchen set and sit down with my good buddy, Gordon Ramsay. Chef, great to see you.
Likewise, good to see you too, my man.
Hey, congratulations on bringing the show here. This is something you've wanted to do forever. You're finally here doing it. How does it feel?
Season 19's big, even bigger now, being here in Vegas. Listen, Vegas is like my second home. I started looking at properties about 6 months ago. My wife's on board, and I think down the line, who knows? I'd love to spend more and more time here. So it's in my back garden, but also just in terms of the rewards, the backdrop, the strip, the sport now. So yeah, it's a dream, and there's no way we can actually film in the existing Hell's Kitchen because that thing's 8, 9, 10 weeks fully booked in advance. So we built the most amazing restaurants literally a block away from HK.
And it's absolutely gorgeous. Going back to the house hunt, you're going to have to find a place that has a nursery in it. Congratulations.
Yes, number 5. Oh man, I'm going to be more hands-on this time. I did say less busy, but that's already gone out the window. So yeah, Oscar, my goodness me, in that room when they're delivering that little amazing nugget, you realise that nothing else matters within those 4 walls. So he popped his head out the sunroof, spun around, said hello, took the cord off his neck, and then literally let rip. And then they took care of Tana. So scary moment. And God bless, mum and son, all good. So yeah, I mean, number 5. So now I'm, a new dad.
So you have babies all over the place. You have a baby at home. This is your baby.
Yeah.
The restaurant. You have a new restaurant coming down the line where the winner of this season is going to end up working.
Yeah, Lake Tahoe. What a gorgeous place. Also, it's beyond a lake. As you know, the backdrop, the mountain, the casino, and then the summertime. What that draw is now, from trekking to mountain biking to great water sports, and of course an amazing restaurant. So Hell's Kitchen number 3, Lake Tahoe. How exciting.
So Vegas, Dubai, Tahoe. Not too bad.
Not too bad. And we've only been open for literally 15 months. So yeah, fingers crossed. But I think it's a testament of what Fox have done and Caesars have done. Season 19. And so even on the way into work this morning, there's a queue outside the door at 10:30. And then, God bless them, there's kids outside the HK logo, getting their pictures done last night with selfies on the way home. So it's quite breathtaking and nerve-wracking at the same time. But it's been built, as you know, over the last 16, 17 years.
And a smart businessman, too, building places of work in such great vacation destinations, too.
Yeah, because Vegas is not just, about the gambling. It's the entertainment, the shows, the sports now. If it's not the sports, it's the racetrack. If it's not the racetrack, it's the Grand Canyon. So, I did my first Ironman here literally 9 years ago, and I fell in love with those mountains. And I'm literally up, 2,500 foot up on the top of this mountain, looking down. I could see the strip in the distance, and it was like, this is incredible. This is really, really incredible. I get to touch base with the military here. I get to do my sports, and I get to drive my cars. So, honestly, right now, I'm like a pig in shit.
I love to hear that. I have some quick viewer questions for you. So Rodney says that he is a terrible cook. Nothing ever works out. Is there hope? Should he stay at it?
Rodney, yeah, get your ass on MasterChef. Yes. Forget Hell's Kitchen, but get your butt on MasterChef. Yes. Don't give up.
Well, good segue. Bridget wants to know, will there ever be a MasterChef Junior crossover season so the kids can kick the butts of the adults?
That's a really good question. I'll tell you why. We have some of those winners now, back on season 1, season 2 of MasterChef Junior, 18, 19 years of age. They've gone into culinary. excellence. They've gone into studies, and they are a force to be reckoned with. And my job and my dream is to bring those youngsters back to go up against the adults, without a doubt.
And Jason wants to know the best condiment for an idiot sandwich.
Butter, so those slices of bread stick on your ears f***ing longer.
Brilliant. And I know that you mentioned another chef's name last we spoke. What is the status of the Bobby Flay throwdown?
So, Bobby, you know I'm desperate for you. I don't know what it is, if you want another half an hour head start, more team in your brigade. I don't give a damn what you want, but it's for charity, Bobby. We're getting on in life and we need to give back, and I have a foundation. So all the, bitterness and anger, bring it into the kitchen, Bobby, and put it on the plate. So right now, he's still hiding somewhere in the mountains, but I'll get him out, trust me. I will sniff him out, and I'll bring him back into that kitchen. I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass.
Great to see you, buddy.
Is that our first beep on Vegas Revealed?
It is. I mean, and we had
Bleep?
a couple of them in the interview. I mean, when you sit down with Gordon Ramsay, there literally is no telling what he's going to say, but undoubtedly there are going to be some bleeps needed.
Bleep, beep. Yeah. I mean, it's so funny because I do feel like lately so many more people are dropping inappropriate words more often, and so it just kind of feels natural, like, maybe we didn't even need to bleep it out. We could have just hit explicit.
Yeah, we probably could have.
But yeah, good to see you and Gordon sit down and have a laugh. I mean, what a great guy. He's in and out of Las Vegas all the time, and I remember being at the hip-hop room in Omnia nightclub about a year and a half ago, I think it was, and I was with Matt Goss at the time, who knows Gordon because he used to be at Hell's Kitchen, and they're both from, Britain and stuff like that, and they were like, Gordon, want to go say hi to Gordon? He's in the electronic music room. I was like, okay. So we traveled from the hip hop room to the electronic music room. There Gordon was right next to the DJ booth, just living it up.
I mean, when he comes to Vegas, he makes sure to be out at the clubs at least one night during his stay. He is no stranger to the Vegas nightlife scene.
No, yeah. So this will be a good show. I'm looking forward to it. I DVR'd the first one, so I got to watch it still. And then, I like to watch them kind of all in a row because of the whole way that I watch TV now with Netflix and HBO Max and all that. I get frustrated when I have to wait. So now I have my new thing is I like start, like I do like 2 or 3 episodes, then I watch them.
Oh, that's a good way to do it.
I feel more satisfied.
Yeah. And it's nice to hear that Gordon and his wife and his family are looking for a house here in Las Vegas too. So hopefully they will soon be residents as well as business owners here.
Love it. Who doesn't? Everyone moves to Vegas.
I mean, there's no reason not to.
I know. Who was
It's
somebody
so easy
recently
to
you and
live
I were
here.
going, wait, we didn't realize that they lived here, and I can't think of who it was. But I mean, obviously we have like Mike Tyson here. We have Nicolas Cage that lives here. We have Debbie Gibson that lives here. Pauly D lives here now.
You know who it was? I think it was Phyllis Mcguire.
Oh, that's right.
From the Mcguire sisters, they were a group back in the 50s. Phyllis, sadly, just recently passed away. She, I believe, was 89 years old. But I had no idea that she's lived in Las Vegas for all these years in a 24,000 square foot mansion.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's what it was. You and I were having a really long chat about all her history and the fact that she lived here and that we wanted to get in and see this collection of stuff that she has in her home. I'm sure it's incredible, but I can't remember who I saw recently. It might have possibly been Myron Martin from the Smith Center that made a post about her, or somebody that, obviously said that she'll be missed and again, saying that she lived here in Las Vegas and all that kind of thing. I was like, where? I didn't even know.
I know. There are famous names and faces all over this city, and it's so unsuspecting. Like you might just run into somebody at a neighborhood grocery store. So yeah, I mean, Vegas does have a draw.
It does, that's for sure. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk weddings, okay? Because our Marriage License Bureau is open. I don't know if everyone knows this out there that's listening from around the world. 365 days a year. Okay, you can get married at any time in Las Vegas. We have some incredible chapels. And what people do, Sean, which, I mean, I guess, I get it. It's kind of fun. They take dates that have cool kind of like numbers that are in order or mean something, and they love to get married on that day.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of those days coming up here in 2021. So we'll let you know what those are and some special things that the chapels are up to celebrate. That's coming up next on Vegas Revealed.
Hey, listen, Sean, we got a couple more reviews and ratings since our last podcast, so we want to encourage everyone to rate and review Vegas Revealed.
There is nothing we love doing more than opening up our emails and seeing a review popping up there and hearing what you have to say about what you hear on Vegas Revealed. Of course, we love the feedback, but it also really helps other people find the Vegas Revealed podcast, and we want to spread the word of Las Vegas far and wide.
That's true. And so if you go on Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating, a 5-star, please, and a review, and you'll see it there. Also, the other, digital platforms like Spotify and iHeart, they all have their own way to rate as well.
So please rate, review, and keep listening to Vegas Revealed.
It's time for Dayna and Sean's secret tips, and this week we are talking weddings because you and I actually had a job to do with our company, Insightful Media. We were hired to do some work for the Marriage Bureau, and one of our great PR firms in town hired us, but it got us thinking this is worth sharing with everyone because we are the wedding capital of the world, which is something that we're proud of. And people often talk about all the little chapels that we have here, but even us, Sean, you and I living here, don't realize how many chapels there are. We hit up a couple of them recently to get some video and get inside. We also filmed a wedding, and it was so much fun to see how every chapel is really unique and different.
Yeah, they really make their own mark on the wedding industry here in Las Vegas, which I didn't realize that Las Vegas, being the wedding capital of the world, dates back to like 1931. So it has been decades that Las Vegas has, been on the map, as almost 100 years, I guess, if you think about it.
Right.
And we have well over 50 wedding chapels. So if you come here to tie the knot, you certainly have a lot of choices. And those are just wedding chapels. Mm-hmm. That's not even to mention other types of wedding venues.
Right. I mean, the list goes on. The cool thing is you can go to the Marriage License Bureau. You just wait in line. You get sworn in. You sign your document, your marriage license, and you're good to go. And then you take that to the chapel, or you take it to, like, if you were getting married at Caesars in their chapel or anything like that too, and you're good to go. I mean, it's pretty simple, and I believe it's like $79.99 just for the license. But then, the packages that all these chapels offer are so affordable if you want it to be, or luxurious if you want it to. You can throw in everything. You can get some rings, you can rent a dress, you can get flowers, a photographer, the whole nine.
Well, and there really does. Everything is offered. Everything from a walk-up wedding to a drive-through wedding to Elvis officiating to, really, if you
Pink
want to
Cadillacs.
have pink Cadillacs, we certainly saw a few of those. Or you can go over the top with a more traditional style wedding. These chapels really do offer it all. And some of the things that we saw were really pretty. I think people have this idea in their head that Las Vegas wedding chapels are kind of on the cheesy side. But that's not the case. If you go around, you're going to find some really nice venues.
Right. And if that's what you want, some people like the cheesy. They literally are like, I want to be married by Elvis. I want it to be cheesy. And that's part of the memory, right? And then another thing people do when talk about memory is like to pick dates that they can remember,
You gotta.
And this year, there's a bunch of different dates coming up that people just like we have, obviously it's 2021. So the 2-1 at the end. So anything with the 1s and 2s in there, people like to get married in the, 1-2-21 and 12-2-21 and all that kind of thing. So they've been busy. And then there's another one coming up that I think is going to be a busy day, and it's called 4-3-2-1. Yes,
Blast
April 3rd.
off.
I know. We actually talked to Lynn Goya, who is the Clark County Clerk, to get some more information about the Marriage License Bureau and what they're doing to get ready.
Well, I do think 2021 is going to be really big, especially at the second half of the year. What we're finding is that couples are already booking up, especially those specialty dates, but throughout the second half of the year, chapels are telling me that they're really getting booked quickly because, again, Vegas is so simple and easy to get married, and it's a safe place to come, and it makes it, simple and stress-free for the couples that have kind of had enough stress in their last life, in their last year.
Well, and I love
4, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. That's a cool one.
That's 4, 3, 2, 1 is a fun date. Couples love those special dates like that, and it's unusual where you get to count down like that.
Yeah, and there are so many dates. There's February 14th, which is Valentine's Day.
Right.
February 20th, 2021. So it's 2, 20, 21. So there's lots of 2s and 0s and all that involved. They've got dates going all the way through, December. That kind of makes sense for people. And one of the chapel general managers that we were talking to was saying, yeah, a lot of guys like these dates because it's easy to remember. They don't forget their anniversary.
Yep. Well, I think the wives will appreciate that down the line for sure. And I thought it was pretty surprising. Obviously, 2020, the Marriage License Bureau had to close for a couple months, just like everything else did. But they were one of the first to reopen, and they ended up doing well over 56,000 marriages here in Las Vegas in 2020. So just imagine how that number is going to grow once, travel is back up and running here to our fair city.
Yeah, I know. And they were saying that a lot of people really just wanted to be married, whether it was, they didn't care that it wasn't fancy. They didn't care that it was quick. A lot of people wanted to elope. Many just going, you know what, you only live once because of this time we're in, and we want to be married. Let's just get married and do it. We don't care, or we'll do a big thing later. Other people, for insurance reasons, wanted to be married, in this time where so many people are getting sick and you don't know what's going to happen. So there's the kind of protection thing. But yeah, they're saying they were busy for a lot of different kinds of reasons.
Yeah, and the entire wedding industry here in Las Vegas, and specifically the chapel owners downtown, they all got together, which I thought was really cool. They all got together and came up with a standard set of guidelines, safety guidelines, to put in place in light of COVID-19.
Right.
So it's super safe. They've got, strict guidelines across the board, and it's safe and easy to do here in Vegas.
Yeah, and it was so clean. Every chapel we went to, we were like, wow, it's spotless here. Antibacterial everywhere, and limited people too. They didn't have tons of people running around. There wasn't long lines inside or a lobby full of people, which, they separate. They make the appointments so that they have them moving and that you are not around others. And the great thing they have going now too is live streaming. So you can actually get married and maybe your friends and family can't be here, but they'll live stream to them so they can kind of be a part of the ceremony, which is cool too. So lots to offer. Come to Vegas, get married, get divorced, do whatever you want to do after that. But
although the Marriage License Bureau doesn't handle the divorces,
No.
got to go somewhere else. But if you are looking to get married and are considering Las Vegas, go to the website MLIC, like marriage license, MLIC.Vegas, and they've got you covered there. They have a list of everything you need to do, and links to all the chapels and wedding dress places and florists and everything you need.
Everything you need, yeah. If you've never been to a Vegas wedding at a chapel, it's a good time. When things get back to normal, I don't know if folks can dip in and watch, but it's fun to watch. Hey, wanted to remind everyone that Sean's interview with Gordon Ramsay will be on our YouTube as well. So if you want to go check out our Vegas Revealed YouTube, we got lots of content on there. We also put it at vegas-revealed.com.
And if you haven't given up on your New Year's resolutions yet, and if one of your resolutions is starting a podcast, be sure to check out buzzsprout.com. That's the service that we use to host Vegas Revealed. It's an incredible platform, really helpful with all of the advice and the services that they offer to podcasters.
They just make it so simple. If you feel intimidated to start a podcast, go to Buzzsprout. I promise you they make it really easy. We have a referral link in our list listener notes. So go there, click that, and what will happen is if you sign up, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card. And so we want to help you out there.
Not too bad.
No.
I could use that for a few things right now.
Exactly. Who couldn't? I feel like I'm on Amazon all the time now. Oh, man. Listen, thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll, of course, be back next week with another Red Hot Vegas Revealed.
We'll talk to you then. Have a good one.